right, we got Ryan here, and director of project at Lionel, and we're going to talk about the latest new announcement, the new VisionLine steam engine, the Niagara. And beautiful looking engine. It's the new VisionLine project. You can see how much it smokes. Very cool. All right. So Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about this engine?
So for this year's VisionLine locomotive, we picked one of the best steam locomotives ever built. Felt she was really fitting to come back into the product line and with all of the features we could put in it and do the locomotive justice. So as you can see in here, we've packed this thing from front to back with smoke units and speakers and lots of great electronics. We have 5 smoke units in this engine, 3 speakers, new force coupler effect, and lots of fun. This is probably one of the most fun engines we've had to play with here at the show in a long time. So looking at the locomotive from front to back, of course we've got stack smoke and whistle steam here up front. This is a early production, not early production, but just an engineering prototype sample. So there will be some minor detail changes. Like for example, the positioning of the whistle smoke output there will be back in underneath the whistle where it should be. The next smoke unit we have back here is a safety valve effect, which you saw just popping off a minute ago. This will be on a timer, so as the engine senses that it's been sitting there and idling and building up steam pressure, you'll get the automatic pop-off for a few seconds, and then it'll come back down. Or there's also the ability to use the aux3 key on your legacy system and set that off, and you get the sound effects with it too, of course.
Now, will the drivers be in silver or black?
The drive wheels will be black with a white rim. The side rods will be blackened.
Gotcha.
We have several different paint schemes coming in this. There will be 4 road numbers of the traditional scheme, 2 of which will have a single headlight, 2 of which will have a double pile headlight. Then we're also doing a what-if sort of 20th Century Limited inspired scheme in 2-tone gray with silver drivers and white graphite smoke box and so forth. And the P2 tender lettered up in the gray, 2-tone gray, and not really lightning strike, but scheme of the 48th century. So the century never painted anything that way, but we thought it would look pretty cool if they did, and should be a fun feature and match a lot of those passenger sets that people have out there.
Sure. Now, what radius will this run on, Ryan?
This is an 072 minimum, mostly because of your big tender back here.
And so what's the coolest feature that makes it a VisionLine?
There's a whole lot. I've been trying to decide over the last couple of days which one I like best. The tender's got a lot of cool things going on. So the Niagaras were able to take water on the fly through the New York Central's track pans. And because of the speed and the pressure that would build up in the tanks doing that, there were discharge pipes here on the bottom of the tender that would allow that water to escape after it reached capacity. So we've put 2 smoke units inside the tender that simulates that effect. And we'll activate that once the train gets rolling around here. You can see how the smoke effect comes out and sort of mists back along the train. Very similar in appearance to the way it actually looked if you go in and look at videos online of New York Central trains going through track pans. You see this great big cloud coming up behind the locomotive. It's a fun feature. Then we also have what we call the force coupler. And as you know, our legacy engines have the ability, using the train brake, you can increase the labor setting on the engine. Gives it a deeper sounding chuff, heavier smoke output, so forth. Well, with the force coupler, the engine will sense that automatically. So as the drag on the train increases, the engine senses that and automatically increases the labor. So if you're climbing a hill, you'll get a deeper sounding chuff. You'll hear the engine digging in to climb up that grade. Then when you crest the hill and come down the other side, you'll hear it lighten off and coast down grade. So a really fun feature that adds a lot of realism and action to the train.
All right.
We've also completely redeveloped the motor train and gearbox inside this locomotive. So for those who have the old Century series and know the gear issues that were there, we've solved all those problems, and you won't have anything like that coming forward in this design.
And what color will be the number plate on the front? Blue or red?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, great. And then, very nice.
So we have 3 speakers in the engine, 2 in the tender, 1 up here in the smoke box, so you get a great stereo sound effect. The Niagaras were equipped with both whistle and horn, so using the aux 1 key on the remote, you can switch over to the air horn effect if you prefer that. As we get rolling and pick up steam here, you'll see those safety valves shut off in just a second. There they go. We've also added the kinematic drawbar on the locomotive so that the tender stays close to the locomotive on straights and pulls back on the curves a little bit to allow clearance.
Now, has there been price about talk, or it's not announced yet?
We don't have a price yet. There's a lot of new electronics in this locomotive that we haven't gotten full pricing in on just yet.
Okay.
So until I know how much all the components are going to cost,
Gotcha.
can't really calculate the final cost of the product.
Okay.
But this will be officially cataloged in January in our signature catalog. Everyone can look forward to seeing that. The order window will go from when the catalogs come out to about mid-March.
Okay.
And then we hope to have it in the production schedule for delivery by the end of next year.
So, do you know when dealers like myself, TrainWorld.com, can start taking pre-orders?
You can take pre-orders as soon as you want.
Yeah. But price.
But you just won't have a price.
Yeah.
So as soon as we have the pricing figured out, we'll reach out to all of you and let you know, and you'll be able to start taking pre-orders.
Gotcha. Very nice. This is the newest VisionLine engine. And Ryan, can you talk about VisionLine? Like, how often do you do a VisionLine engine?
We do a VisionLine locomotive about every 2 years.
Okay.
And the reason for that time frame is, the VisionLine is really about bringing in new innovations into the line and into the hobby. Things that have not been done before in any scale in most cases. So the Vision features on here, your water scoop effect, that force coupler that really starts to mimic a locomotive's drawbar pool and what it does and how it performs. These are really new, innovative things that are coming into the hobby. And we hope that sometimes these things can trickle down into other products as well. But because of all the engineering time that goes into it, we put about a year into the development process before it is announced like this, and then you've got about another year of production time on everything. So we're about halfway through the stage on a project. As soon as by the time one's finished, we're already picked up on the next. So we've got the next 2 or 3 projects planned out, and it's just a matter of developing them, bringing the features to market, getting everything ready to go, and rolling it out to you.
Very nice. Again, this is the new VisionLine Niagara for this year. It will be pricing, hopefully it will be up shortly. We'll start taking pre-orders on TrainWorld.com. A lot of new features. Smokes a lot.
Yes.
And how many smoke units does it have?
5 smoke units.
5 smoke units.
So you'll fill the stack, takes care of the stack and the whistle. The pop-off valves, that little detail actually lifts off, and there's a nice, easy-to-use.
Can you show us?
Sure. Roll it up here. So your stack smoke and whistle will be here in the front. The safety valve feature, just pull off this little detail. Get my fat fingers in there, and you can see there's a little spout here for that. And then for the tender, there's a toolbox on either side of the coal bunker, and on the engineer side, you just pop off this little toolbox piece, which is held on by a magnet, and you've got your smoke fill right there for the tender smoke unit. A twin smoke unit here, so you get smoke out of 3 chutes here on both sides, and it also pushes some down the bottom and the center, so you can get a nice big cloud effect.
Wow. We'll just do one more quick segment on that tender.
Sure.
We could focus in on the smoke there.
Yeah, let me Now, the way the smoke is activated, it's through the water fill feature. So if the engine is stopped and you press the feature, you'll get the normal sound of the hatch opening up and water filling the tender.
Water's full. Over.
But if we start the train in motion, and we'll just do it at speed step 1 here. The effect is best at speed, but
Okay.
we'll get going here so you can see it up close.
Wow, look at that. Well, Ryan, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to show us your new VisionLine engine. And you can take your pre-orders, place them on TrainWorld.com. We sell all Lionel trains, tons of products, so definitely check it out. And thank you again so much, Ryan, as always.
My pleasure. Always happy to be here. Thank you guys for supporting us and everything you guys do for the hobby as well.
Thanks, Ryan.